Hi, I'm Dennis with Denny Cranium, Real Tech, Real Opinions. If you found yourself here on purpose, you're one of our subscribers, so thank you very much for watching this. If you found yourself here, not by accident, but you just found yourself here, that was from the wonders of a YouTube algorithm. And I use ChatGPT as a bot, and I call her number one. Number one, if you can explain what an algorithm is.
Absolutely. Hi everyone. An algorithm is basically a set of steps a computer follows. A recipe, if you like. On YouTube, it looks at signals like what people watch, what they click, how long they stay, and if they engage. And it uses that to guess what to show next. That's the plain version. No magic, just pattern spotting.
Okay, so that's why us content creators or YouTubers are always asking for likes and subscribes. It gets our message out to more people, so it helps me help you, right? So
exactly. When viewers engage, like, subscribe, or comment, it signals to the system that this content is actively chosen. So new videos are more likely to reach the people who asked for that and others who might enjoy it.
Okay, great. Thanks, number one. This here today is a public service announcement. Yesterday I was talking about speaker wires and how you may or may not need banana plugs. But when I was talking about speaker wires, I was talking about making sure that you stay in phase. And if this is old hat to you, I apologize. But a lot of our audio files are on a brand new journey. And that's what we're trying to do, is be on a journey no matter where you are on your audio file journey. Now, all speaker wires have a marking for plus and minus. This one here has a bunch of pluses on it. Some will just have a red line down the side. Some will have different colors. You'll see a copper colored wire and then a silver colored one. And then with the plus one, I said make sure you put the plus in the red sided speaker post and the negative in the negative speaker post. I've been at this 40 years, so it's safe to say I'm an expert. Well, guess what? I got it out of phase. So, and out of phase means it'll sound hollow. When one woofer is going out, another woofer is going backwards. So it cancels out the bass. The voices sound all funny. And you'll wonder why, the stereo just sounds weird. So I really encourage everybody now to go out and buy banana plugs. And banana plugs are relatively inexpensive. You can buy them, in a kit of 8. So if you've just got 2 speakers, and they'll be color coded. And there's a black one for negative, and this is a red one for positive. So you just same thing, make them. Go ahead, number one.
No, after wiring, it helps to play a familiar track and just check if the center image snaps back and the bass feels solid. If it does, you've nailed it.
Perfect. So all you need is a small flathead screwdriver. Actually, let me just loosen this. So they're tight in here, but they're just screwed on. And all you do is unscrew it, and then the posts come out. So I'm going to do the positive one first. So I'll tighten that up, put that aside. So with the positive one, you'll see these little small flathead screws right there. And all you need is a really small flathead screwdriver. And be careful, just loosen them without taking them all the way out, because you'll drop them. You'll drop them underneath the stereo stand, you'll drop them down the radiator grill, and then you're having to find yourself another one or going to the store at the end of the day to buy another one. So just unscrew them enough for that, and then make sure you stay in phase. So this is the positive one here. So you'll see that. And then you don't have to put it in really far. You just put it down enough so that the wire goes in and stays inside the metal jacket. And then all you do is tighten these back up. Now I usually just tighten them up by hand first. It's a little easier. And then you take the screwdriver. Don't get old, folks. It gets harder to tighten these up. So there we go. And this is where it's important. You get them as tight as you can. You do not want anything that is loose at all, because then it won't stay inside the slot. So make sure you're totally tight in there. And yesterday I was talking about just a little tug. Here you want to give it a good tug to make sure that it's in there sound. Okay, so this one has the pluses on it, and you want to look for the one with the red, and it's the lettering here that's in red for positive. So I'm going to take that, put it over top of that metal jacket or the metal pin, and then just tighten it by hand. And then we've got our plus side, and then we do the same thing with the reverse side for the negative side. Now while we're at interconnects, you don't need to spend a fortune on them. I'm of one of those people that think as long as they have a sound connection, that's all you need. There are a lot of people that think, you need to spend $40 or $100 or even more money on expensive interconnects, expensive speaker wire. I've never been sold on it. I never will. That's not to say if that's your thing, go ahead. If you think it sounds better, then it sounds better. But it really doesn't. What do you think, number one?
If it's working for your ears and your setup, that's what counts.
Yeah. So just be careful, when you're in some of the stores, if the sales rep comes to you, and even before they've determined, what speakers you want or what amp you want, like the equipment that you came to buy, if they're bringing the add-ons out first, for me, that's normally a sign to grab the kids and run out of the store. That's usually because the profit margins in them are phenomenal, and the margins may even be bigger than what they're making on the stereo receiver or the CD player or whatever component you're looking for. If you are a believer in that equipment, and they're asking for $300 or $400 for a kit with a power conditioner and an HDMI cable and all kinds of stuff, it's okay to ask for a significant discount on that stuff.
Absolutely.
It's a shame.
Reasonable ask.
Yeah, it's a shame that this business has got to that. But when we shop for something now, it's a model number, right? You say I want a Kenwood, VR number this, and I want a Kenwood GE 7030. That's a vintage piece. If you can find it, grab it. But anyways, let's say that was a current model. You can shop that on the internet, on Amazon, on eBay. So then it just becomes a race to the bottom, right? So you go from one store to the next, and then when you finally reach the point where there's no more significant price discounts, they'll say, well, we'll beat it by $5 or we'll match that price. Well, then you're at the bottom of the margin scale. And typically now with electronics margins in audio, it's about 30% profit margin. So if something's sold for $1,000, chances are pretty good wholesale cost from the manufacturer is about $700. Asking for half off is not doable, and that's why they're very aggressive at selling extended warranties to you, and it's a good idea sometimes to buy them if there's moving parts in something. I'm a big fan of that, like CD players or cassette decks are making a comeback, or if the cost of the warranty is such that you couldn't replace the unit for the cost of the warranty. So for example, my TV crapped out and I bought the warranty from the retailer for $59.95, and I couldn't replace the TV for $59.95. So it's a good idea, to buy it. Now, if the warranty for the TV was $400, no, don't buy it. I mean, I could have bought another TV and rolled the dice. Okay, so here's two, plugged in. I've got red here and white for positive and negative. So that's it. You've got them set up. Now I bought this pack, I believe of 48. So I have enough for 12 speakers. And you can do it on each end for the speakers and on the amplifier. So now all you do is take the red end and you plug it, and you got a good hold of the speaker, and you feel a satisfying click. And you take the negative end and you push it in and you feel that satisfying click. And make sure the posts are tight, that you don't have these loose anymore. So these make a sounder connection, and what's nice about it too is when you need to remove them, they just pull out. So yeah, that's your public service announcement today, is go out and buy some banana plugs. You can get them at your local audio shop. Expect to pay a little more for them. Not everybody can sell at Amazon and those prices. If your town has a factory surplus type place in Southern Ontario, we have places like that, and you can buy them there relatively inexpensively. I bought these from Amazon, and they were the Amazon Basic models, and keep them in a bag. Each one of them, what I thought was neat was, how many is in here? Yeah, 12 pair. So what is that? $2, 12 pair at 40 bucks. So yeah, not a lot of money.
Yeah.
They come in its own little plastic bag like that. so it's easy to keep a red and a negative one together. So keep these in a safe spot. Keep the zip tie closed, and keep these in a box with all of your interconnects. I always recommend, you take a box or an old toolbox or some kind of box, and you just label it interconnects or speaker wires or RCA cables, and then in one box you've got everything you need there, instead of where's my speaker wire, where's my this. So it's nice to have everything in one spot. And I think that's it for me. You've got any closing thoughts, number one?
Sounds like you've laid out a really clear and practical plan. Keep signals straight, don't overpay on add-ons, stay organised. That's a solid wrap.
All right then. So I appreciate you hanging out this long with us. And wherever you are, play some good music. And as much fun as this hobby is, and going down the rabbit hole, just remember our families are our most important thing in our lives, and tell them that. All right, cheers.